Hi, I am Donna Rhodenizer. Happy Valentine's Day. I have a Valentine's song for you. It's called Guess Who, and it's probably for grade primary or kindergarten, maybe, but grade 1 to grade 3 for sure. And it is focusing on the opportunity for your students to be singing individually and working on finding a head voice and matching pitch. So here's a song. I'm going to actually sing it from the sheet to make sure I get it right. Oh, I have to go play it on the piano to be sure that I have the right pitch. And I would recommend doing this for your starting pitch, but then don't play the piano with the game at all. So I'll be right back. I have to go play my note. Are you still there? That's my starting pitch.
I received a Valentine, I found it on my desk. I do not know who sent it, it's up to me to guess.
Was it you? Was it you? Guess who? Guess who? So the game that was originally created for this song is that the students are sitting in a circle. There's one student in the center, and they have their eyes closed, and we would pass a Valentine around. I have a Valentine card that I've had for years and years and years, and we would just pass that around. And at the end of the song, when we were singing, was it you, was it you, everybody puts their hands behind their back, including the child with the card, and then just the person with the card sings, guess who, guess who. And the person in the center is going to open their eyes and look around the circle and see if they can guess who the person was. Now, if they guess it correctly, great. You can play this two ways. They can switch places and the person that was just guessed goes in the middle, or you can pick a new person, so that way you get like two children having turns all the time for every go round of this. But that's entirely up to you. But if the student does not guess on the first try, sometimes they just say it was Gerald. No, it wasn't Gerald. It was Susan. Yes, it was Susan. And then we go on. But sometimes if they look a little bit confused, I say, would you like to hear the mystery person again? Yes, I would. So I say, close your eyes again. And I say, can you sing again, mystery person? Guess who, guess who? And I really like this element if I'm doing assessment, which I often am with these individual singing game elements. So if that person didn't quite pitch correctly, and I can sing for them, can you sing, guess who, and then they just have to imitate, guess who. Sometimes that locks the pitch for them so that they are hearing it sort of isolated. They don't have to pick it out from, was it you, guess who, which I know is the same pitch, but for us as older, more mature and practiced listeners and singers, that seems to be pretty easy. But for young and inexperienced singers, sometimes they really need to just hear the words and the pitch, guess who, guess who, guess who, guess who, and then we go on. Now, if they are singing and it's matched pitch and I'm doing assessment, that's great, and I'm checking them off, I like to bring attention to that, and we'll say things like, oh my goodness, Gerald, that was really great. Did you hear how his voice was guess who, and my voice was guess who, and they were the same. And we start to label those things so that when I'm talking about higher and lower or the same, the children know what I'm talking about. Now, what happens if you get a student who doesn't sing it at pitch? So you have, guess who, was it you, guess who. Depending on the singer, and you will get to know your singers, you can leave that where it is and the person guesses and on you go and everybody's had their turn with the game. Or if you have established enough rapport and trust with that student and you know that they will be okay with a little bit of conversation around their contribution, you can say, did you hear Gerald when he sang and my voice was guess who, and Gerald's voice was guess who? Whose voice was higher, mine or Gerald's? And they'll say, well, yours was higher. Or they'll say Gerald's was higher. Listen again, guess who, and it's me singing both parts. So Gerald's off the spot. Gerald's done his thing, and it's just me dealing with it. So then they'll say, well, your voice was higher, Gerald's was lower. I said, yep, that's true. Guess who is higher and guess who is lower. Again, we are labeling. We're not saying, oh, Gerald, that wasn't right. We never ever say it was wrong or right. It's either higher or lower or the same, and we go on. At another time, if I think that Gerald can maybe do this because I see by my assessment that he's been matching the pitch sometimes and sometimes else, I might say to Gerald, Gerald, I said, guess who? And you said, guess who? Can you bring your voice up and sing, guess who? And find my voice? And he might go, guess who? I said, oh, Gerald, you sang, guess who the first time and guess who the second time. So he made his voice go higher. Great job. And on we go. And you do that little baby steps, time after time after time. And eventually, by grade 2 or grade 3, most of my students are singing in tune and can match a pitch, and we're used to this whole conversation around, is it higher, is it lower, can you make your voice change, and on we go. The beauty of a singing game, Guess Who, is that you have a reason to sing these simple songs, these simple tone sets over and over and over again. Everybody wants a turn, everybody wants to guess, everybody wants to be the mystery singer, and so it's a reason to continue to sing over and over again. So I love that aspect of the singing games. Again, I don't play the piano with these. I do go over and plunk a note on the piano to get my starting pitch, so I have the students singing in a range that's appropriate and good for them developmentally. So between middle C and the next C or the D higher than that is a good range. But the most commonly used notes in that C to C octave that I'm using right now is that so mi, A to F sharp sound, if I've remembered my pitches from my piano there. If I'm wrong and you go check it out, be kind. Remember, there's no right or wrong, just higher or lower. When I'm asking my students to sing individually, it is really, really important that you proceed gently, that you are careful with your students' answers. You want them to be able to be confident that whatever they contribute will be accepted and respected. That is one of the major rules in my classroom. I don't like it, but I might put up with silly. I don't like it, but I will talk about whether or not you're talking when I'm talking. But I will not, zero tolerance. I will not have anybody's response treated disrespectfully in my classroom. And my students know that, and you have to go really, really strongly with that at the beginning and talk about it, actually talk about it, saying, you know what, we learn from mistakes. That's that growth mindset that we are trying to instill in our children these days, and that we learn by making mistakes. And if we make a mistake and someone laughs or makes fun of that answer, then that person may not want to try again. And if they don't try again, it's a lot harder to learn from that mistake and go on. So that's a really important foundational thing to establish in your classroom right from the get-go, that no matter what the student contributes, that it will be accepted and respected. But on the other hand, you don't want to say, you know, when I was talking to Gerald and I go, guess who, guess who, guess who, guess who. I don't want to ever say, Gerald, that was perfect, our voices were the same, because they weren't. You want to confuse a kid? Well, just tell them that that was perfect. When they can hear, the students that can hear it, can hear that it's not. So label them, yes, higher, lower. Don't label them right or wrong. And don't say that it's right when it's not. So I hope that is a song that you find some uses for in your classroom. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great day making music, and make music a great part of your day.